up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Hump Day. That means it's time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. We got a great show tonight, and we'll get right into it in just a second after we thank these guys right here. These are the Patreons. They are absolutely awesome. They are the reason why I get to go to all these crazy places and do all the things that I do. And sometimes I don't know if I like them or not, but I'm just kidding. I love these guys. Shout out to Andy, Alpha Zero Alpha Mike, our newest Patreon. And then we'll go over here and thank the Adventure Club. Believe it or not, everybody is still in the same place, even though Bruce with a big donation off stream. Thank you very much, Bruce. But somewhere in there, there's still $1 difference in somebody. And the funny thing is, it's not the $1 difference from last week. So there you go, guys. That's where it's at. And we're gonna get everything started here. First off, I'm super excited about tonight's show because, number one, we all know I love youth. And I think that's where ham radio it needs to focus its energy. But number two, I love when families Pota together. And number three, my favorite voice on the radio is on my stream. So,
oh man, thank you.
and it is not Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November. So we got Elizabeth in the middle. We got Andrew, and I guess you're going to know which one he is. And then we got Rachel. These guys are part of it's definitely the biggest ham family I know of. I'm not saying it's the biggest one ever, but they're the biggest by far that I know. So how you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Excellent. So first off, just so the people in the chat will know, because a lot of people don't know. Can you tell me how many members of your family are ham radio operators?
There's 23 of us total.
That's right, 23.
23?
23.
I thought I heard that wrong, but I didn't.
No, it is correct. So
nice.
So 2 Daytons ago, I had some people come up to me who had been hunting me for a while, and that was Josh and Adrian. They both had been hunting me for a while, and they were excited to meet me. And I met several of their siblings, and they were telling me, this one's a technician, this one's a technician. And so they end up being your all's cousin?
Yes.
Cousin and nephews?
Yep.
And are part of this family. So now these 3 here recently have been hunting me like crazy. And I go looking at their page, and I start seeing all these names of ham radio operators that are actually, they do have their own club, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And I'm sure they'll tell us about it in a second. But I start seeing all these names and like, this is the coolest thing ever. So first off, tell me what got you guys started in ham radio. I'm sure it's going to be my family was in it, but go ahead and tell me.
Go ahead, Andrew.
So my cousin Joshua, he was doing a lot of it, and that basically got me interested into it. And what really gave me the push to start studying was my uncle and my other cousin that's now a technician. He said that whoever got their license first, he'd get us a radio or give us one of his radios. Nice. So that kind of gave me the push to do it. And when I did it, then my mom decided, well, I got to bring you, so I might as well do it too. So that's kind of how I got into it. And then after that, my mom got her general, and then I wanted to do the parks on the air, which there was a little bit on 10 meters that I did, but other than that, I didn't really. So then I got my general, then I really started doing it.
I think that's why most people get their general anymore.
That's why I got mine.
Yeah. That's why I got mine as well.
Yeah.
So, all right. What about you, Rachel? Why did you get into ham radio?
Well, first off, Andrew wanted to get it, and Mom was like, "Do you want to get it?" I was like, "Should I? Should I not?" And I go, "We'll just try." And so I tried, and then first time I didn't pass, and then Andrew started checking in all the nets, and the second time I tried harder and I passed. So for me, after I got my license, it was like, I want to get my general because Andrew was trying, Mom was trying, and Mom said, after we all get our general, we're going to get an HF radio. So I just go, okay, we're going to study hard, and we're going to get our general.
So first off, before we move to Mom, I just want to say that this is going to be the most watched episode ever because everybody's just going to watch this episode over and over and over just to hear Rachel talk. I mean, is that not just the greatest voice ever? It's funny because, I reached out to Elizabeth and she's like, "Oh, yeah, the kids are really big fans of yours and stuff like that." I'm like, "Oh, really?" Because I'm a fan of Rachel's. So, so if you do parts on the air and you hear November 8 Romeo Charlie Lima, her voice is a little different on the radio. But it's close to what it is on the video. And I'll tell you what, it's just I love hearing that call come through every time. And as Andrew said, she's not my favorite Pota person. She's my favorite Pota voice. I love competitive kids. All right, Elizabeth, what got you into ham radio?
Well, I've always wanted it. My dad got it when I was younger. He did a lot of the weather stuff in our town, and he was part of the highest person there for quite a while. And then my three brothers got it. But if I remember right, at that point, they had to do some CW, and I can't do CW yet. So I kind of held off, and then Andrew wanted to do it. And like he said, I decided at that point, if I have to take them, I'm not just going to sit there. I might as well just take my test at the same time. So I did that one with him. And then the next month, we had to take Rachel back. So I said, I might as well study for my general because I'm going to do the same thing. So I got my general. And then in January, Andrew tried to get his general. So I had to take him again. So I said, might as well study for my extra. So I have my extra now, but that's kind of how we got started. And then Pota is Joshua. He kind of helped us a lot with that. And now it's kind of a competition between him and all of us here. So that's kind of how we got started with it.
Absolutely. And these guys hunt religious, I'm telling you. If you go back and check my logs, you're going to find their call sign in probably 90% of them. They're always out there hunting me. And it's funny because I sometimes when I get ready to spot, I'm like, is it going to be Josh first today? Is it going to be Andrew? Is it going to be who's going to get me first? and I think Mom's a fan too because she'll stay up later than the kids do, and she'll hunt me to late nights. So
don't ask my husband that one. We'll be just sitting relaxing, and all of a sudden I'll get a pop up that you're on, and I'll go running, and he goes, "What's the problem?" I said, "Oh, James is on. Goodbye."
Well, I can sometimes tell if she's working someone on if she's working you when we're doing school because we're homeschooled up in our room because our DIS commander running 100 watts will affect our speakers on our DVD players. So then I can hear her exactly what she's doing, and if I hear her say James, I go running downstairs to the radio.
That's great.
So James, if you will go to Elizabeth's QRZ page, Whiskey 8 Echo Romeo Romeo, there's a list of pretty much everybody in the family, what license they have, and everything.
He said he'll have it done before the stream ends.
he might. You never.
That's what he said.
Yeah, there we go.
He said, "Roger, Roger." All right, here we go.
So I love the competitive edge about it for sure. So, do you guys like hunting or activating better?
I would say hunting. I don't like the activating. I do like the activating, but the hard part is setting it all up. We have a buddy pool, and to get it just right, to make sure it's the SWR and everything is good I get frustrated a little quickly.
It can take like 10 minutes just to adjust from 40 meters to 20 meters because you got to get the SWR just right, in which sometimes it can be over 3.
Yeah, the 40 meter on the buddy stick is a little tricky. Do you guys have the extended antenna or the one that came with it?
I think the one that came with it, but we have like a little one of those turn knob that has like the 4.
It's like a tuner.
Like
you
tuner that we use for 40 meters.
You can use the radio, which that'll help.
Okay. Thank you very much for the super chat, Eddie. Your second super chat of the night. Oh, appreciate you very much. So yeah, I use the buddy stick a lot when I'm in Florida normally. Because it's just easy for me to set up because I don't normally have my Eagle One with me, even though this next trip I believe I will have the Eagle One with me because the next trip might be coming faster than people think. But we'll just be quiet about that for now. But but the buddy stick's a good antenna. I agree with that. So Mom said she wants to learn CW. What do you kids think about CW?
I definitely want to start learning it. I mainly want to get my extra first and then try to learn some CW. But a lot of it isn't really on extra. So when I put the Pota Plus on, Joshua came over and helped me do that on, I think it was Monday. Helped me load that onto that. I put the U.S. general band, and then I don't have to keep looking at my band plan, and that helps a lot.
Yeah, I mean you're not really going to find a whole lot of Pota, down in the extra band. Sometimes you'll see some DX stations down in there and stuff, but for the most part, most of the people will stay, in the general portion because that's where all the hunters are, and everybody wants the contacts. Yeah, it's just like. For the main part, I like to stay between 17 and 20 words a minute on CW because the majority of Pota hunters are right there. Yeah, there's some people that'll come through really, really, really fast, aka Dan, Blake, Ryan. But for the most part, those hunters will stick there. And then there's the people that are really, really slow, and I apologize to those people because I can't work them. I just can't. It's once. So I'm going to give you some advice if you do learn CW. Don't try to count the dits and das. That's the wrong way to do it. You want to hear letters from it. You want to. So when you hear dit da 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 da, you want to hear J. You don't want to say, well, that was a dit and 3 das. You don't. It'll mess you all up. So just try to hear the letters, and that's why when they go really, really slow, like 6 or 7 words a minute, I can't. I'm just sitting there looking at myself like I can't understand what they're sending because they're sort of ran together like this and das, and I lose it. So, oh looky there. Congratulations to Terry. Been a YouTube member for 9 months. Thank you very much, Terry. Terry does a lot for the channel. Matter of fact, he did some mailing for me this week. Sent out some new Patreon stickers, and some more people got challenge coins. So that's something you guys can be shooting for too. There can be your challenge. Which one of you guys will receive a challenge coin from me first? So a challenge coin is when you've hunted me 1,000 times. And in fact, I don't know how well you can see it, but it doesn't come through really, really good. But it comes through better on Dan's camera. It's basically the tree with the unfed coming out of it and says A-Trag across of it. And everybody who gets 1,000 contacts with me gets one of those. So there's one challenge for you guys to work on. So what's it like to be in a ham radio family. Well, I guess with most of you doing POTA, it's not a big deal because you're always wanting to hunt POTA stations. But is there ever a situation where one of you wants to hunt POTA and one of you wants to go get on a net, or one of you wants to, just yell at Josh on the radio or something? Is there ever any arguing over the radio or anything?
You're looking at me. Okay. Mom's on the spot. No.
Well, my uncle, and my other cousin Jacob, they like doing a lot of the satellite stuff. Okay. So, if we're at our grandma's house where they live, they a lot of time it's more of a satellite than HF. They like doing a lot of those more of the grid types, but then me, Audrey, and Rachel would rather do the parks in the air. So a lot of it varies. A lot of the more technicians they do on the net, but because they don't really have any HF privileges. But other than that, mostly everyone likes doing the parks in the air.
But at home, pretty much, thankfully, the antennas don't mess with the other ones. So the younger ones that have just their tech can be on the regular radio, and we can be doing HF, and it doesn't seem to affect. So a lot of times they'll do the nets, because we also do some of those. A couple of the kids, both the children, do the after school net every other week on our local repeater. So that keeps them active. And then maybe 3 times a month, we do the afternoon net. And then usually I'll be there to scribe. And then I let the kids do all the talking so they get that experience too. So
I can't even imagine going to grandma's house and being able to get on the radio while I'm there. That's just amazing at that point right there.
Well, pretty much. Go ahead.
You say that, and it's funny because 2 weeks ago we were camping, and we were in a state park. Well, in Joshua, he has to be the top hunter for everything. So at the park, he has to be the top hunter. So he's trying to work everybody. He's working them on 2 meter FM, 70 centimeter FM, 70 centimeter digital, and 2 meter digital. And he got 20 contacts from just doing all that. And he only worked like 7 of us. So of course he has to be the top one. And yeah. And then we ended up that day, me, Joshua, and my other cousin Sabrina did it, and we got up to almost 90 contacts, I think, and that's the most I've got there.
But that was between at night, before
that
late
was
shift,
that was
and
for
after
late shift and late shift.
Just imagine we could go to a park when they were doing a family reunion, Dan. We could walk in with our 2 meters and just absolutely slay the park.
Yeah, I have
family.
I have the perfect place. Your next family reunion needs to be in DC, and I got the perfect spot for
at the Pfeiffer. Okay? Yeah,
at the 5. Yeah.
Well, he was telling me earlier in the week that this is what he wanted to do. If all of us are there that have our general, if we all make contacts, I think he had that we could get like 60 with just the family. And I said, "You're cheating. That's not right." And he starts laughing.
We should all go to the Pfeiffer and just 14 band each other.
Oh, Lord.
Get a 2 meter eagle. Yeah, Eddie.
a 2 meter eagle.
But pretty much wherever we go, somebody has a radio with them. Adrian will come out with his satellite. If one day in January we were ice skating, next thing I know, they're gone. They have to get the antenna out to do satellites. Like, the radios come with us quite a bit.
I mean, you should always have a radio with you, maybe like in your pocket or something.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into that thing.
Oh,
more tears.
But anyway, yeah, that's just awesome. When you guys have like a family reunion, do you all have a call-in frequency? like at a ham fest, the call-in frequencies, 140, 146 point. That way we'll know what shelter everybody goes to. That's great. So here's the interesting thing. So mom and two of them hunt Pota, and dad's still a technician. Why is dad still a technician here? We're gonna call dad out.
Ask him that. I keep trying to get him to get his general, but he likes to do a lot of the volunteering. He did just the half marathon. He helped out on Saturday. He did the riverbank run by us. He's now helping with the national weather stuff that's around here. Skywarn, when we had a tornado come through. He wasn't part of the team at that point, but a couple of the other people had a run. So he started describing. So he kind of likes that kind of stuff. So for him, getting a general, he's not too worried about it right now because he likes the other part of the regular nets and that kind of stuff. So,
Terry, thank you for the super chat. I don't know if you're spelling that wrong or you're trying to cut on me, but
probably a little of both.
4 more at Plum Orchard. Okay, Terry, we can make that happen. So these guys, these Patreons. Let me tell you what they do to me. So you never want to be in my shoes, guys, because then you have people that like, I need 14 contacts at this park, and I need an eagle, and then they'll donate money to you, and you're like, oh, well, he donated, $3. I got to go waste $70 in gas and get him these contacts.
Or it's like, hey James, I need 100 contacts in 4 days. Can you help me out here?
Yeah. So right before Huntsville, Dan needed 97 contacts because he wanted to join the 3,000 club with me before Huntsville, and it was how many days was it that it was left? Like 10 or 11 days.
It was like 11. Yeah.
When he said that, I was like, oh, okay, no problem. He's like, okay, well, whatever. He had it in 4.
Yeah.
He had
4
it in
days.
4.
Yeah, it's also funny because it's amazing how many contacts you can get on one night. I was looking at one of your logs once, and total contacts I saw that you had got with CW and sideband was over 100 contacts in one night. And
that's easy.
Yeah, that just blows me away because usually when we do an activation, we get 10 and we're basically done because usually we call CQ for half an hour.
no, we're not. An hour or two.
An hour or two, yeah. And we only get like 10 or 11 contacts.
998 more for a coin. Any plans for the weekend? Yeah. Even I cannot produce that many. I don't believe.
Well, I can pretty much guarantee you the next time y'all go out and activate, you will activate a lot quicker and get a lot more contacts after people watch this.
Absolutely. I have a problem with making people, I won't say famous, but infamous.
Here, let me pop your names up there and tell everybody if those 3 call signs in the lower left are not in your ham alerts now. Add them now.
Just Adam. Just wait a minute. When you guys go do Pota, who runs the mic?
Mostly I'm the one that's calling CQ.
We take turns though, for the most part.
Yeah.
Or we try to get Rachel to do it because she's a girl voice and a young voice, and that's when people like to come.
Usually, like when we spot ourselves on parks in the air, usually we'll put all of them in. So like we'll put all our cell call signs up instead of just one.
Okay. So. But you run the mic, so who logs?
We all
log on our own computers.
Oh, you all 3 log at the same time.
Yeah, we all got our own laptop.
So you're responsible for your own mess up. I like this.
Mom will go through it afterwards just to make sure everything's right. Usually
we'll go through.
Well, it's also funny because after we did at when we were campground, and Joshua got me as a contact for all Park to Parks. He's been looking on Parks on the Air to make sure I get his contacts still logged. I still haven't done it. And so every time he comes over, he's like, did you log those yet? Did you log those yet? Oh, I still haven't seen them logged yet.
Hey, listen, he's no different than any other hunter because people know that 90% of the time I will send my logs in right at the park.
Yep.
If I'm really busy in a row, like I'm doing 2 or 3 straight and I got to hurry for a certain reason, I'll wait till that night to do it. I will have at least, if I just turn them in that night, I'll have at least 4 emails asking me if I missed their call or something. If I wait for a weekend because I'm camping somewhere and the signal's not great, or I got a lot going on, I'm at a ham fest and say Dan's logging, we're both activating together and Dan's logging for me, and I wait a weekend, I will have upwards of 40 emails.
If I'm logging for you, you're not going to have any park to parks.
Yeah, and plus I lose all my park to parks if Dan logs me.
Go ahead.
We did a 12-person activation, and Dan did the logs for everybody, okay? So Dan sent everybody the logs. 11 people got correct logs. I got one that had no park to parks in
it. Shenanigans.
We saw you on that one, but we were out and about, so we couldn't get you. But with Rachel, she had submitted it already, but she forgot those 4. So she has to ask for it to be taken off so she could add those 4 to put it back on. So
all right. So Rachel, I'm going to teach you a trick. One day here shortly, when you got time, we'll do a video call and I will teach you how to do that without removing that log. There's a little trick that you can do and get it in. Because a matter of fact, somebody had done my logs for a rove or something, and somebody got left out of that log, and they had been submitted for months upon months. And I went back here recently, right after Huntsville, and put those people in my log because I knew they worked me. Because it was a family, and they all worked me together, and certain ones were missing certain ones, and I was like, I know they all worked me every time, so I went and I fixed each one of them, and it got them on board that they needed. So, but yeah, I will teach you a trick to do that. It's really simple, and that way you don't have to worry about resubmitting all the logs and stuff like that. Okay. All right. So, what else do you guys like to do on the radio besides Pota? Is there anything else on the radio? Yeah, there's soda. I forgot about it. No, really. What do y'all like to do besides Pota?
Well, before I got my general, I did a lot of the FM satellites. I kind of just like the rush of it. I think Mom's has sent you an email before that if Rachel or Mom grabs the mic before I do, usually I'll wait because I like trying to get through the pileups.
Yeah, she told me that. Andrew likes to intentionally break my pileups himself, so he won't deal with the other 2 a lot of times.
Yeah, so I like doing that, and then so I did that for a while, and then after I got my general, I haven't really done it after that, but
we've done some fusion.
Yeah, I did that before.
We like to go to the UK and
they like to go.
We like to listen to their voices.
They just like the way they talk.
So. Yeah,
and
I used to do that when I was a technician. I did a lot of DMR stuff where I would get on and talk to the other countries and stuff like that because it was just neat. I'm sitting in the living room on the couch talking to Germany on a handheld, and it was just really. Matter of fact, there's a guy over there. His name is Jerry, and every night about 3:30 a.m. our time. I don't know what time it is there. It's morning though. He is walking to the bakery every morning, and he gets on 91 worldwide, and I would talk to him on there. It's interesting to do stuff like that. And it's interesting you said satellites because that is something I'm trying to get into a little bit myself. But I'm wanting to do it and learn it good to where I can do it to make Pota contacts with it.
Yes.
So.
Joshua,
I haven't
Adrian
done that
has
yet.
done that.
Adrian has, and then it's back to Pota again, but you're using a different thing.
Now, is Adrian off to college or something?
No, he's in
been working a
11th
lot.
grade, but he's in tech now.
Okay. I was gonna say because he hasn't been hunting me as much. All right, here we go.
Your
This-
dashboard is complete. Would you like
this-
me to share it?
Yeah, go ahead and put it up. Let's look at it,
It is pretty daggone awesome.
and we'll send you this address, where you can have access to this, and it shows the stats for you guys for Pota.
The Rose Family Pota board.
Thank you very much, James. Appreciate that.
That is awesome. Yes, sir.
Good stuff. It's nice to have James back. He was MIA for a long time, moving into his new house and stuff like that. So it's good to have him back. A lot of people enjoyed. I don't know how many parks they did the other day, but it was crazy. I know I caught the very end of it when I got home, and I hunted him once, and he's like, "Oh, what park you in?" I'm like, "I'm at home." He's like, "Oh, you suck." Most people get excited when I hunt them. They're like, "Oh, I get to that dog don't leave the porch award."
That's true though.
It is true. I hunt very little. I hunt soda.
I mean, all right. So I hunt you every day, and even to this day, as much as I've talked to you and as much as I know your voice, if I'm activating and you call me with your actual call sign, not the club call sign, I have to process that in my brain. And I'm like, no, it can't be. No.
You know, I'm the same way when KMRD hunts me. You know, I talk to Mike all the time and stuff like that. But where he doesn't hunt me very much, and he'll throw his call sign out, and he'll say it correctly. You know,
Yeah.
He'll be like Kilo 8 Romeo Mike Delta, and I'm like Kilo 8 Romeo Mike Delta. You're blah 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 blah. And then I keep going, and like 4 calls later, I was like, "Oh, that was Mike." and then I just keep
dawns on you.
I keep going, and I'll send him a text. Sorry, man, I didn't even know that was you. But you know, if you hunt me like religiously, there's an advantage to that. So you guys have great signals, but if you're ever in a situation where you have a really, really crappy signal, chances are I can pull you out, unless you're trying to remote in on your mom's phone, and then it sounds like Mickey Mouse in fast forward.
We've tried it a few more times, but we can't get in. So.
I always know when it's you because I want to just call you back and say you're 5'9", but you know I'm not.
Well, Joshua says it works on your phone. So like last night we were out and about and you were doing it and we tried it, but we could not get in. So as soon as we got home, we caught you.
The first time you did that, I really thought it was Robbie messing with me because Whiskey One Radio Charlie Papa will hunt me and he'll talk like Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
And I'm hearing this and I'm like, Robbie, I don't know what's wrong with your audio. It's in fast forward. And I kept saying, if this is Whiskey One Radio Papa, say QSL, say something.
Well, it was funny because when we were out and about and we were trying out Mom's phone so hard, Andrew was trying. And it's the joke now because, you say, I'm your favorite voice. Well, Andrew kept trying. He couldn't get it. And I was like, here, let me try because I'm Jason's favorite voice. Still couldn't. And so finally we just gave up.
Yeah. And it's, I know it's you guys. I do know it's you guys, but I don't know who it is. I don't know which one of the three because it really sounds like Mickey Mouse in super fast forward trying to talk. I really hope that one day you guys try that when I'm filming a video. because I would love to. I would probably make that a short. Well,
my husband was sitting by me when that was happening, and you kept going, and I was laughing, and he was laughing. I said, "Sorry, dear. I ran and got Rachel's computer, and I used remote ham because I didn't have the regular radio set up. So she was close by, and we used her quick use the radio so that I could at least get you so you know who it was. Because
thanks for another super chat. And he's correct. If you want guaranteed contacts, it's really good to be a member of my Discord. It's free, and all the Pota people are in there, and like even activations that I do that I don't even spot on Pota, I'll spot it. Like if I'm doing a rove, like say I'm doing like a 15-20 park rove, and I just want in and out, 12, 14 people, I will spot that in my Discord, and I'll get those people, and then I'm gone to the next park. I don't have to worry about what, because I have too big of a heart. If there's a pile up there, I want to work them. But if I just have 15 or 20 people, I'm in and out of the park, and I'm good. So it's a good advantage, and you see a lot of people will secretly spot in my Pota if they're roving in my Discord. So it is something you guys should consider. And plus, anytime you have Pota questions or anything like that, you can ask them in there, and you're going to get plenty of answers because, again, all of the top Pota people are in there. So, what about goals? What is y'all's goals? I'm a big goal person. Y'all got goals?
Well, one of them, I want to get to, I don't remember how many contacts, but I wanted to get, I think, the 600 contacts before the end of the year. And I'm at like 400 right now, I think.
600 contacts by the end of the year. All right, hold on here. I got a math, and I'm not supposed to do this. I'm trying. Go ahead and keep talking.
We don't math on live stream.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Well, yeah, but still, we don't math on live stream. that was perfect timing on that, by the way. But, I actually have a question. Rachel, is your call sign recorded, or do you say it every time?
I say it.
The consistency, because all I have to hear is the Romeo, the Charlie, or the Lima, and I know who it is instantly. It's awesome.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty much like that. I got all their tones down, but you're right. She is very, very consistent. See, Dan has a recording of his call sign. Dan is not as consistent as
I'm not. No, I am not a robot. Trust me.
I could probably say Dan's call sign more like Dan does than he could. If we did 10 times a piece, behind the curtain.
Yeah,
they would think I was Dan and he was James.
Well, Hector and Carlos think we're cousins. So.
Yeah, I got a call one day from another YouTuber said, "Do you have a cousin down in Georgia named Dan?" And I just started laughing. It's like he sounds just like you on the radio. And
Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November.
And Dan's recorded message when he's on his radio for Pota. Yeah, the first time I ever heard him play that on his radio, I was like, I didn't do that for you.
Or did you?
All right, Rachel, what about you? What about goals?
Well, on QRZ, I have to get Africa for my Continents Award, and I still can't get it. Andrew got it through Echolink. He just went on repeater. Looked on Echolink. Decided not to do that. Been trying on Pota. Can't hear them. Tried FT8. Nope. Nobody's really on that. So I'm just trying to get Africa, but I can't get Africa.
That's a tough one. That took me a long time. There's a couple of people on FT8 that are always on. DU2Y is in Angola. There's a couple in South Africa, but it's like the rest of the country just doesn't.
Does North Africa count?
Well, yeah, Africa. Yeah,
because
you have to get so many.
That guy's wild.
Yeah, you have to get so many of the entities or regions in Africa to get the award. But yeah,
okay.
Africa was a tough one.
I was going to say, because that guy's wild that hunts.
David has an idea for your next rove.
He can taste the rain.
Okay, so if you guys are sending me to Africa, you are also paying for safari because I'm gonna hunt a little bit while I'm there.
Will you ride an elephant? Because that would be awesome.
And Kyle says
only if he can. Only if he has a place to put his Eagle One.
If it was in a Pota park, I could probably mount an Eagle One to an elephant and ride around on an elephant. That would be an interesting video. I guarantee nobody else would have that one. All right, Mom. What about you for goals?
Well, for QRZ, I'm trying to get Alaska. That's the last of the 50 states I need. And then for Pota, I have, I think, 5 more states I'm trying to get. Of course, Alaska's one of them. I got somebody on FT8 that was in Nevada, but they never put it in yet. So still waiting for that one. I have Iowa yet and 2 other states. So I'm trying to get all my states. And then, yeah, just keep getting the awards is what I'm trying to do. Get as many contacts. I've got you, James, on Ham Alert, and I got a couple other people on Ham Alert that try to get as many contacts with those people as possible.
Okay, so now I want to personally apologize to your husband for waking him up at night when your phone's going off.
Well, once I plug it in at night, it goes to silent mode for that kind of stuff. So
well, it's funny because one morning, Mom woke up and she looks at her phone and she's like, James was on at almost like midnight, and I was like, how can he be up at midnight? I would be sleeping.
I've been accused of sleeping in parks and everything, but yeah, so matter of fact, I did multiple overnight roves, including one which I did a 42 park rove in 24 hours. So I do tend to do some. Matter of fact,
you were an hour late starting too.
Yeah,
the second day. He was like, "All right, everybody, I'll be up at 7:30." So we're all up at.
I was up.
We got like an hour and a half of sleep that night. We were done like at 4 or 5 in the morning. He goes, "I'm gonna be up at 7:30. Y'all be ready." So we're up at 7:30, and where's James? An hour later, he comes trotting in there. "All right, y'all ready?" He's like, "Yeah, we've been ready. I could still be sleeping."
Oh, all right. So, what favorite Pota award?
Ooh.
Andrew, you start.
I don't really have a favorite. I want to get this Worked All States award, but so far the favorite one I've got is probably the late shift. I just got that.
Favorite is late shift, and you're working on Worked All States. All right, yeah. Favorite and working on, Rachel.
Well, the favorite one is getting one person all the time, which that was you, James. And then I don't know which one I'm working on. Probably the one in the morning. What is that called?
Early shift.
Yeah, early shift. Yeah.
Probably my least amount award.
Yeah.
What time does that start? Because
whenever late shift ends.
No,
I feel like I should have more of those for being out really, really late. I do get them in.
I want to say it's 3 or 4 in the morning.
I mean, yeah. I've got, maybe 20,000 of them, but it's nothing compared to the other numbers. All right, Mom, favorite and working for.
Well, my favorite one probably was both the operator to operator. And also, what was the other one? Park to parks.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that one. I like to get the park to parks, especially when we activate. And the one I want to work on is the activation. I got one more activation, and I got the activation. I think I have to have 5 of them. So one more at a different park. So that's the goal.
It has to be a different park, though.
Yep.
Not the same.
How many parks are? Okay, well here we go. This is a loaded question. What is your driving radius that you guys consider doing for Pota?
Well, because we have other children in the house, I have to make sure the husband's home. So depends on the day, but we don't try to go too far because by the time you get it all set up, get your activation, sometimes it takes a little bit. We have 2 of them, the gaming areas that are maybe 15 minutes away. So that's kind of the ones that we've done. And then the parks that we usually go to is the other ones that we've done. And we hope to go to Florida sometime, and we hope to activate maybe some of those parks when we do go.
February.
The best time to go to Florida is in February.
Yep.
And then you go to Hamcation and you hang out with me and Dan and
10 Park Rove.
We'll teach you how to set up faster.
That's usually when we're coming home. Last time we were leaving Florida when that was happening.
I'm your huckleberry.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
I if you're down there in February, even the beginning, I will be down there probably the first Sunday in February.
Okay.
And I'm down there for a month, so I'll be there for a while. But if not, I'm coming to Michigan because I want to see this whole entire Ham family. You know, wait a minute. Very important question. Does anybody in the family cook brisket?
Yes.
Oh,
Eddie,
Yeah.
your job is in danger.
Uh-oh.
See, that's worth coming to Michigan for right there.
Or they
agree.
do the pork
ribs.
tenderloin or something in a smoker.
Uh-oh. But
Like
Yeah.
a Boston butt. Oh, that sounds
Mhm.
great. Oh,
all right, so what do you guys do to try to push the rest of the people to come from technician to general so that they can do photo with you? What do you guys do to try to inspire them?
Well, for the younger ones in our family, I have a set of twins that have their tech license and a younger daughter that has hers. And they've been kind of studying because I told them they can't get a Pota page or do 10, like they could do 10 meters, but none of the Pota because that's their incentive to get their general. So in order to get the Pota stuff, they have to get their general. So like actually when we were in Florida last year, that's when Andrew and Rachel and the three of them were studying for their tests. So maybe that's their incentive is when we're driving, they can start studying.
There we go. Excellent. Good.
And
good.
then they saw you were on 10 meters a couple days ago, and we tried to hear you on 10 meters. Rachel had it on remote ham so that they could try to get you just to give it a go, but we couldn't get you. We couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I don't really think it was open. I was just trying it out because I didn't get anybody that day. I do periodically just try to do 10 meters just to see. And, you know, there have been times that I just go over there and I call CQ and all of a sudden somebody hits me. And once one person hits me, it's just like every other band. Matter of fact, I've activated Chief Logan solely on 10 meters a couple of times. That's my lucky park is Chief Logan, I think, because I think I have the most 10 meters there.
Yeah, and I thought of letting them try when we are activating, use my call sign while I sit there so they can get the hang of it. So it really shows them what it is because they'll stand behind us and watch, but they've never actually done it except for field day when we had to do it.
They did the
They did the GOTA station then.
All right, so this is the question that probably all the moms and dads that's watching want to know. How do you get all your kids interested in doing ham radio? Because so many people would love to get their kid into it and fail. What are you guys doing differently up there in Michigan?
A lot of the youth are in it, like the cousins and especially like the younger ones here, they struggle with some learning disabilities in the family. So for them, it was hard, but like checking into the YachtNet, which is on Echolink at our time is 8:00. That really helped them out. The nets, the after school net that the children do, they have the third parties check in. So that really gets them talking. And we have a couple regulars on the repeaters that the kids like to talk to that don't have their license here. So when they start doing it by using your call sign while you're there, gives them more of an incentive because they're getting used to it and they like it. And yeah, the studying was kind of hard for them, but we used the ARRL website. They have all the questions on there, and that's how we studied.
Okay, so what's the youngest member of your family ever that got a license? What was her age at youngest?
Well,
Kaylee. It would have been Kaylee.
Elena was the youngest when she
Oh,
got hers.
yeah.
I think she was 8 when she got hers.
Wow.
Wow.
And then our youngest just had turned 9.
She just turned 1, yeah, when she got it.
So
That is impressive.
It's very, very impressive. So there you go, guys. Because I mean, I will tell you, there's a lot of people who hunt me that will try to inspire their kid into getting on the radio by using their call sign to break my pile up. Because they all know I got a heart for the youth, and I've been known to stop my pile ups and have conversations with the youths and stuff like that. And matter of fact, my favorite Pota, whatever, was for working youths in a Pota pile up. I got the I don't even remember the name of this stupid thing right now, and I can't see it through my green screen. What's it called? The
Outstanding operator.
Outstanding Operator Award. I was nominated for my work with the youths in Pota. So, but it's funny because, matter of fact, Sean from Pittsburgh, really good friend of mine, and I've activated with his son before and everything. He'll get his son Luke to break my pile up with his call sign, and I'll be like, "You're 5'9", Luke. Tell your daddy he's cheating. QRZ." But it's good. It's good stuff, and I try my best to get all the use. Matter of fact, I've got a list of 3 right over here on my desk that I need to get cards in the mail. Do you guys have my cards yet?
No.
nope.
Oh my goodness!
Nope.
Why
Coming
you
soon to a mailbox near you.
You're gonna have to flog Terry for that one.
No. I'm gonna send it myself. I'll send the cards myself. Terry sends the stickers. All right, so you guys will have cards and stickers coming. How's that?
Well, you told Andrew once he got his, you would send him yours. That's what you told him once on when he were doing Parks on the Air.
That was, I think, the first time ever I worked here. I was at Joshua's house.
Oh, you know what? I remember that. And
Yeah.
Did you send me yours?
We've
We've
worked
been
on it,
working
and then
on
it didn't work, and then we haven't tried it again.
Okay. I remember that. I remember that. I remember talking to you, and I was like, okay, well, you send me yours, and I'll send you mine. Which was technically a joke, but evidently I meant it. But now but since you were nice and come on the stream and of course, we'll have to make sure and get you on. All right, guys. So we're getting close to the top of the hour, and we're going to wrap it up here in 1 second. Is there anything that you two youths would like to say to other youths out there who are thinking about being on the radio?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. You gotta, I know the studying, half of the time I almost gave up and I was like, I don't really want to do this anymore. But after I got through the studying, it's a lot of fun. I like doing it a lot. So the HF part, which I love doing, it's been, I don't like doing it during the day because the bands aren't really open right now, but I love doing it at night because there's those pileups that I can easily get through because everyone can recognize that I'm a lot younger and then they want to go to me right away. So sometimes that's one of my motives that I really liked when I
he's stretching the truth. He likes to ride his bicycle during the day. they rat on you, man. They rat on you. They're like Andrew's on his bike.
Well, it's funny because my cousin that has his technician, when he likes being on his bike a lot, and then he made an antenna for his bike, and now it's hilarious when you see him on it with it. So it's funny.
Is it like a 2-meter antenna?
Yeah, 2 meter.
Okay.
I think he also made it 70 centimeter. I don't remember.
Interesting stuff. All right, Rachel, what about you?
Yes, Andrew said the studying is hard, but it's a lot of fun. If you're a technician, I know a lot of people are on the FT8. So I like to get my general, and for general, there's a lot more people on voice, and I don't like to do the FT8, so I would rather do the voice, but that's up to people's opinion. So depending on how old you are, I would probably stay. If you want to get your general, that's fine, but like Kaylee is the youngest, and she's trying to get her general, and for me, since I got it, I can help her a little bit, but some of those questions, I'm like, how did I remember this again? So it's a little hard, but if you want to get your license,
Once you get into
it, it's easy.
And it's a lot of fun, that's for sure. All right, Elizabeth, you got anything to say before we wrap this up?
Well, my husband's standing over there with a note asking if you'd like to meet the other 3 that are trying to get their general.
Absolutely. Bring them on here.
Come.
Is that the husband that is only a technician?
That's only a technician.
We would like to meet him too.
Oh, he has to come too. So this is Kaylee, and hers is N8 KMR. And then our set of twins, I have to figure out which one is which in a minute. This is Seth, and his is N8 STH. This one's Nathan. His is N8 NJR. And then there's Dad.
right there.
Which is Kilo 8 Alpha Papa Romeo.
Yep.
Well, look there, I already knew it. All right. Now, what was the youngest girl's name?
Kaylee.
Kaylee, do you know your phonetics?
Do you know your phonetics?
Yep.
Go ahead. Go ahead, say it.
I want you to
Yep.
say your
No,
call sign.
I want you to say your
In
call sign
phonetics.
phonetically.
November 8 Kilo Mike Romeo.
Oh my goodness.
Nice job.
So when she gets that general, you might be hearing that.
Rachel, she's gonna give you a run for the money. She's gonna give you a run for the money, Rachel.
Okay, then I guess I won't help her. I guess I won't help her study. So she can study all by herself.
All right, so I'll tell you what. I'm gonna send extra stickers for you 3 as long as you guys promise me you're gonna keep studying and get your general so you can start making contacts with me. Does that sound good?
He's going to send you a sticker too, but you have to keep studying for your general.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Sound good?
All right, you guys hang out for a second after we leave here, and I'll say bye to you in a second. Hayden, you got anything coming up?
Nope.
Nothing. All right. Well, you're easy. Dan, what you got coming up? Dan, what you got coming up?
There's no way I can follow that. I mean, jam up, jelly tight. That is so awesome to get the whole family into it, and kudos to every one of you guys, and keep up the good work. That's all I've got to say.
It's absolutely amazing. All right, for myself, tomorrow I'll be in Pota Park. Imagine that. And I will also be dropping a CW activation video at 4:00. I will probably be taking this out and playing with it tomorrow on the Soda Summit as well, depending if it's going to pour or rain or not. But you're going to be seeing a lot of videos on this right here because I'm excited to play with it. Other than that, I'll be in Pota Parks every day. And thank you guys for all the super chats tonight. And thanks for hanging out with us. 73, everybody.
73.